Man, that's great coffee. Salutations, it's your old pal Revenge Creature, and welcome to a new episode of Flea Market Finds, and that's where we take a look at some of the items I picked up at the flea market over the past couple of weeks. Now, considering how I spent the last 10 days, well, actually, it's already been almost a week since all that happened, but I was there several days in a row, and that allowed me to find some really great stuff. A few items of which I'll share with you today. Now, on the next episode, I'll continue to get caught up because I'm pretty behind on finds. So we're going to kind of start from the most current and work our way back. One of the things that I picked up today was this BB-8 porcelain bank or ceramic. I think it's ceramic. I'm not going to use it as a bank, of course, but BB-8's just really cool, great character, fun to have around on a shelf somewhere. Also picked up this original 1978 Star Wars pop-up book that's published by Random House, and I'll do a video where I go through and show you all the neat panels that are in this, but for now, I just wanted to really quickly show you these items and go on. A freebie that I received from the Terminator was this cool 1978 Star Wars movie viewer produced by Kenner. How this worked, there was cartridges, there were two, and I know one of them was called Escape from the Death Star. I can't remember what the other one is. But they pop on here. You got a focus wheel, and you hold it up to the light, and there you go. You turn the crank, and you watch the movie. It's just amazing how simple toys used to be, and how far we've come. And it's kind of sad because I really don't think kids appreciate or care about toys the way they used to. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm coming from the wrong perspective, but you know, different time, right? So the next couple of items are part of a new Focus collection that I'm working on, and that's R5D4 toys. R5D4, of course, was the ill-fated astromech that had a bad motivator and allowed Luke to purchase R2D2, and the rest is Star Wars history. But as a kid, for some reason, R5D4, maybe because I like the color red so much, he really stuck with me. And R5D4 is actually my favorite vintage action figure from Kenner, Star Wars action figure. And so recently I picked up an R5D4 toy that I'll show off in another update video. But that caused me to think, hey, why not get all the R5D4s I can find? So I picked up this 8-inch from 1998, and it's cool because it's got old art or old photographs on it. That's really cool, kind of nostalgic. Plus, it has the Kenner logo. That's when Hasbro was still doing the Kenner imprint, so that's pretty cool. And then, of course, this horrible Power of the Force 2 R5D4. He splits open and shoots out this yellow rocket like a mortar. And I kind of get where they were, what they were going for with that, but it's just terrible. I'm glad they eventually made a regular R5D4 in Power of the Force 2, which I think that maybe they made a couple. But anyway, I need to get it. I need to get it. And then I picked up the Scoutwalker. If you saw my last episode of Mail Call, you'll see I got the gun that goes up here, which this was missing. But it did have the chin gun, both the side guns, the hatch, the main hatch, had the undercarriage guard, and of course it works. The walking feature still works. Ha cha 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 cha! Tap dogs! Like tap chicken walkers. But when I picked this up, it also was a complete package. It had the original box here from Empire Strikes Back. Wow, looks like I got a little hairball on the side of it. It's been on a shelf, getting dusty, I guess. And then this side, which I think is just the same art. The actual top panel was tore off, so that's a bummer. But it did include the original instructions, which that's really cool. It shows label placement and everything. And then the back here, recreate exciting haunted adventures. Place figures in and around your Scoutwalker vehicle in that package. And then you could write to them if there's any parts missing or whatever. You could write to the company and they'd send you those parts. Not like now where you've got to pay $20 for the Top Gun for a Scoutwalker. Anywho, and then it also had this cool catalog that showed you all the toys that were available at the time. These were always great to go through when you were a kid. So you knew what to ask for Christmas, birthdays, or just Fridays going to the mall. And then last thing I'm going to show, I believe this is it. Last thing I'm going to show on this quick episode. No, I got a couple more things. This is really cool. This is a 1982 NERF wrist flyer toy, and it's complete. Box is in great shape. It comes with 3 of these little Air Force looking rockets, foam rockets. The top panel here is intact, and that shows the how if you're having problems getting them to fly straight, or if you want to get them to fly curved, it tells you you can kind of bend it or whatever. And then it also has a part here where you could contact the company if you were missing any pieces, and let them know, hey, I need a new rocket. And then here's the actual mechanism, the actual toy itself. Very simple air bladder. And back here it says 1982 Parker Brothers. So there's the date stamp. And it has the NERF logo there. Basically, you slide it on your wrist. You take one of these rockets, slide it right on there like that, and squeeze. It's just that easy. So that's a pretty cool toy, and it really shows you how far we've come. That, I mean, toys like this and like this would capture kids' imaginations, but now, if it's not a touchscreen or whatever, they don't even care, and it's so frustrating. And, to see toys being pushed aside. And I mean, I can tell. I mean, Hasbro's already dropped G.I. Joe. And Star Wars is one of those things where there's so many adult fans and such a great property that people are continuously introducing their children to it. But with G.I. Joe, it's kind of like a lot of people are so anti-military. There's a lot of, I don't want to say liberal because I don't want to make it a political statement, but it seems like there's a lot less appreciation for the military and more of a stigma. And so people just aren't interested in military toys the way they used to be. So G.I. Joe's really got to reinvent itself. Hopefully, it's something that we can all get into, but it's really got to come back if it hopes to ever. It needs to come back now while there's still adult collectors that care. Because in another 5 years, there may not be anybody that cares. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just the ramblings of a toy collector. But anywho, 2 more items I want to show off. Speaking of G.I. Joe, this was a concept that they tried and it failed. This was G.I. Joe Extreme! And the figures, were big and bulky, and they weren't really that posable, and most of them were already like in an action pose. This is from 95. Yeah. So they actually did make the bad guy leader here, Iron Claw. They made him in the fan subscription service. I suppose if they had made these guys an O-ring style, I know what they were trying to reinvent the brand back then, but they should have. They just missed the mark. These probably would have been a lot cooler if they were more like the 25th anniversary style. And then the last thing I'm going to show in this episode will be this figure. If I can get it off of here. Hey, that came off real easy. This is a Terminator 2 toy. This is John Connor. This is from 1991, and this is also a Kenner toy. The box is a little banged up, but that's okay. Still pretty cool. I got it for like $2. I think it was $2. And then here are the rest of these figures, these dumpy Terminators here. And this came from KB, and it's got a really worn KB sticker. And I remember when I worked at KB Toys, this was the kind of stuff we were getting on clearance. A lot of stuff, especially around Christmas time. So, let me just get this figure hung back up there. Excellent. Alright, well that's it for this episode of Flea Market Finds. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed checking out some of the cool stuff I've added to the Revenge Creature archives here. And, tune in. I've got more videos coming either tonight or tomorrow. I've got a lot of great things that I want to show off and talk about. And a couple of things I want to express my opinions on that are non-toy related. So that'll be interesting. Well, that's it, folks. Like I said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @dashing_skull. You can find me as part of the International Nerd Team on Twitter as well. That's at nerdteam_int. You can find Cyber Tiger Retro, Hooded Cobra Commander, Transformers and Beer, Soundwave NL, a lot of great guys, Joe A Day, Joe82. A lot of smaller channels. We're trying to expand and grow the community and show our love for toys. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'm your old Power Revenge Creature saying, OSQUINOXO! Oh.